welcome to this great show. My name is Lawrence Omoite. All right, we will run through some of the headlines listed for review this morning before coming back for some of the stories in the analysis section. All right, we start off with the Guardian newspaper now, and the lead story here says Senate clears airpiece fault NSIB over conflicting Port Harcourt runway reports. And anxiety tight security as Anambra elects new governor tomorrow. Tinubu vows to defeat terrorism as US plans military options. And still staying with the Guardian newspaper, Nigeria strengthens climate leadership position in West Africa as COP30 begins. And diplomats warn UN to reform or risk irrelevance. Nigeria protests against South Africa as South African referee for Eagles Gabon playoff. And Nigeria is losing legitimacy over widespread killing, lack of accountability. And that's Obi Ezekwesili. And federal government unveils 250 billion naira food security fund. Still staying with the Guardian newspaper, federal government commits 50 million naira grant for innovative students, and Senate orders NAFDAC to outlaw sachet alcoholic beverages by December 31st. Kaduna hosts $450 million Nigeria-China pilot poultry project. Commits to partnerships. Northern industrialists back 15% fuel tariff. And ECOWAS rallies improve Quranic education to term terrorism. Alleged vote buying, court dismisses Adebutu's application, orders trial to proceed. And still staying with the Guardian newspaper, Edo community mourns demise of cemeterian in captivity. Police arrest 4 as mob kills chief imam in Kwara community. 45-year-old man rescued from well in Oyo State. That's from the Guardian newspaper. Survivors of sexual assault, incest sue federal government over denial of medical care. And court sentences bank staff to 3-year jail term for 8.5 billion naira fraud. And still staying with the Guardian newspaper, last set of stories before we leave. Nigeria needs policy reforms to revive dying. 300 billion naira publishing industry. Festival to promote food tourism, SME growth across Africa. Nigeria needs strategic approach to achieve clean energy goal. All right, we move on to New Telegraph now, and Tinubu praises Steel Minister Aldo's innovative leadership. And still staying with New Telegraph, Show 2026, Adeleke denies joining ADC. Collaborate with US, other allies to defeat terrorism in Nigeria. That's from Senator Dixon. And Senate clears a piece of negligence, drug allegations. And COP30 stop pledging, start performing to check climate change, Shettima tells world leaders. Guide your independence jealously. CJN Kekerekun charges Code of Conduct Tribunal. All right, we move on to the Tribune newspaper now. And Namba Guba Amupiton faces first acid test as electorate vote tomorrow. And PDP crisis, state party chairman back Damagun's NWC. And NECA empowers 75 graduates with IT skills. 2027 APC plots control of Northeast as Taraba governor joins November 19th. And Oyo government approves reconstruction of major roads in the state. And PDP faction petitions US, EU over threat to democracy in Nigeria. Governor Adeleke is not joining ADC. Reports are fake, says spokesman. 98% PVCs collected for Anambra election. All right, we move on to the Sun newspaper now. Tinubu to Trump, we will defeat terrorism. And we move on to the Nation newspaper. Tinubu says we will defeat terrorism, secure every part of the country. That's the lead story from the Nation newspaper. And still staying with the Nation newspaper, Shettima is saying, that's Vice President Kashim Shettima, Nigeria targets 32% emission cut by 2035. And now police are tackling banditry, other threats by IG Egbetukun. Monarchs appoint Uzodima's coordinator. Shaibu promises soldier first policy. And Tinubu swears in Doro Ude as ministers. Tariffs, import restrictions, others for review. And FEC rolls out project approval. That's the Federal Executive Council. All right, we move on to this newspaper now. Court sets hearing in landmark case on rape, incest victims' right. And U.S. weighs military options as Tinubu restates resolve to defeat terrorism. Federal government moves to unveil next phase of reforms to accelerate 1 trillion naira economic target. An alleged drag party court grants Pretty Mike club supervisor 50 million naira bill each. Aviation experts disagree over long-term sustainability of state-owned airlines. And from the National Assembly, from the Office of the Deputy Speaker, in reviewing Constitution, National Assembly will focus on issues of national interest. That's coming from the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu. The Vanguard newspaper is next now. And the lead story here says, U.S. Congress proposes visa ban asset freezes against some categories of Nigerians. Alleged genocide, Nnamdi Kanu rights trumps, backs U.S. action against Nigeria. And reps to present report on the root cause of Plateau crisis to Tinubu. Yoruba Council declares national rally, backs Tinubu on ending fuel importation. Police foil child trafficking attempt. Arrest woman with 3 minors in Niger State. And Mbav Ubara Abiodun worry over deplorable state of police training college in Rivers. Alleged 400 million naira fraud cost strikes out charge against Senator Oba. Court orders Benue to pay ex-official 57 million naira. And still on court freezes Indian businessman's account over 9.5 billion naira debt. All right, we move on to the Punch newspaper now. Trump threats Tinubu rallies foreign allies as North rejects Sharia ban. Group deploys 687 monitors for Anambra poll. And 15-year-old Nigerian rescued from sex traffickers in Ghana. Nigeria risk oil production drop without new discoveries. Eagles can win 2025 AFCON, says Mwabali. That's a little bit of sports there. And AEDC sacks 800 workers amid power crisis. Still staying with the Punch newspaper, fake OK's biometric flight boarding, Port Harcourt Airport concession. And vehicle import slides 10% on weak consumer spending. Federal government rolls out new plans to tackle food shortage. Newly inaugurated Tinubu campaign office demolished in Benue State. All right, we move on to penpushing.com now. Man rapes orphan to death in Rivers State. Man rapes orphan to death in Rivers State. That's a very good story. And a woman arrested for 8.5 million naira Canadian visa scam. And still staying with pen pushing, Nigeria lost over $300 billion to oil theft, auditors tell Senate. And there are so many other stories that you can find on the front page of Pen Pushing, your source of authentic news globally. All right, we will take a short break now, and when we return, we will look at some of the stories in detail. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja. Please don't go away. The program will return shortly.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life. This is our journey. We have had our finest moments and our darkest hours. Yet we pull ourselves back from the brink every time. We are a resilient people. We are Nigeria. And when we talk, we share our views on Top Radio 93.7 Citizen FM. A people united will never be defeated.
Wake up, Abuja. Rise and shine. Get ready to start your day on Sunrise at Citizen. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7. Join us from 5 a.m. to 12 noon as we bring you the latest news, trending topics, and the most music to kickstart your day. From politics to entertainment, sports to lifestyle, we've got you covered. Don't miss out on our interactive segments, contests, and giveaways that will keep you engaged and entertained. Start your day with a smile. So, set your alarms and wake up to the best morning show in the city. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja's go-to station for news, entertainment, and more. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7 FM, 5 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday to Friday. Let's get this day started. Oya o my people, make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Wetin dey catch fire on top social media? Bring am on top make we talk am. For Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja, every Monday go reach Thursday and the time na 5:10 wey be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am as e dey be.
The issues.
Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands. Some civil servant retired without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Hussein cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that? He said money was.
I never.
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting.
Insight with Lawrence Umwete on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
All right, thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. And this is the second half of the show, the part where we look at some of the stories in details, and also the part where we bring in Mr. Salman Salami. Good morning, Mr. Salami.
Very good morning to you, Lawrence Umoite, and our super citizen listeners. Like I keep on saying, let us make it a participatory program.
All right, Mr. Salami. And yes, the phone lines are open too, so you can join the conversation. You can call us on 0903 22 29797. You can also call us on 0818 22 22205. That's 0818 2222205. And not forgetting that you can send us a WhatsApp message on any of the two numbers. All right, straight away we start with the Nation newspaper. We will defeat terrorism, secure every part of the country. That's coming from President Bola Tinubu, who yesterday affirmed his administration's determination to defeat terrorism and restore lasting peace across the country. He assured Nigerians and international partners that his government remains steadfast in its pursuit of security, unity, and economic progress. The president made a declaration at the council chamber of the State House, Abuja, shortly before presiding over the Executive Council meeting and moments after swearing in two new ministers. It was, according to the Nation newspaper, his first public comment since Friday when the U.S. president redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern and directed the U.S. Department of War to prepare to take out Islamist terrorists whom he accused of targeting Christians. Mr. Salam.
Well, like I keep on saying that there is the need for we as Nigerians to own our country. What exactly am I saying? We should see the threat from the US, from the United States, by the President of the United States, as a collective threat to our country. I said this, and I will repeat it, that we have issues in our country, no doubt about that. We have issues of insecurity. We have economic issues. To a large extent, we have political issues. These are existential issues, and they are issues that are not beyond us. We as a country can solve our problem if we own up to it and we apply ourselves patriotically to it. A situation whereby we are divided over whether Trump should help us do what we should do or Trump should not come, it only means that it is now a house that is divided against itself. It will not stand. Don't let us see it as a religious issue. Don't let us see it as an ethnic thing. And we should not see it as a political issue. Because some politicians are wading in and making political gain out of it. They think that it is good for them to go that way. It is not. It is not. It's not good to go that way. And we keep on saying this, that don't let us ethnicize our problem, nor we should make it a matter of politics. We should not. It goes beyond that. It is not even President Bola Tinubu's problem. It is not. It's a Nigerian problem. And we as Nigerians can solve our problem without external aggression. Yes, no nation is completely independent. In fact, the whole world is interdependent. The whole world has become a global village. We need assistance, no doubt, from wherever it comes from, provided it is a genuine assistance. But a situation whereby a country will turn itself into the policeman of the world and will think that she has all the solutions. Of course, we are not unmindful of what happened in Libya. We are not unmindful of what happened in Iraq and other countries. Honestly, America is not doing this for the interest of Nigerians. It is to serve selfish interest. And I will pray that we should walk the talk. Mr. President should not stop at reassuring that they will defeat terrorism. They should go all out and do this so that we come back home and we have peace. like I keep on saying, let Nigerians sleep with their eyes closed.
All right, Mr. Salami. But on the issue of we are now divided along ethnics and religious lines, and we've always been like that. That's always been us. It's always been in politics, in business, in everything. We've always been like that. But it doesn't make it good. But that has become our reality. I believe that what the president and the government needs now is to reassure Nigerians. And this is from the tone of the president's speech yesterday. I think that's what he's trying to do. Reassure Nigerians that yes, officers and men who over the years have been underreported, I must tell you, Mr. Salami. The sacrifices of our military men over the years, you can imagine what would have happened if they were not as committed as they've been over the years. Yes, there's a lot of room for improvement, a lot of issues, political decisions need to be taken, a lot of political will need to be injected into this fight against terrorism, and also more buy-in of the Nigerian people. We also need to secure that, because as we always say, security is not magic. It's not anybody's. It's not one person's business. It's not only the business of the security agencies. It's also the business of Nigerians to buy into it by providing credible, timely information to agencies that need it on time. It's very, very crucial that we do that. At the end of the day, no one is going to fix Nigeria for us. You just get that and have peace. The moment we know that nobody outside is going to fix Nigeria for us, we need to do it. But we need to be committed to do it. It's not just talk. We need to show ourselves that, yes, we are ready to fix Nigeria, not just by talking, saying one thing and doing another thing. That's not how to fix Nigeria. We need to know that, okay, let's be selfless in everything we do. Nigeria first. Then, because the younger ones are waiting, are watching us. Our children are watching us. The kids are watching us. We say one thing outside. When we go back home, what do we say? What do we say when we are with our friends, our classmates and everything? We really need to do this so that history will also be kind to us. Let's not forget that those of us in various positions now are not going to be here forever. Even as media men, we are not going to be here forever. But history will judge us at the end of the day. All right, Mr. Salami, let's move on to the Punch newspaper. And this story says, federal government rolls out plans to tackle food shortage. And the federal government has unveiled new agricultural. Okay, let's see. I think we have a caller here. Okay. All right, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning. Please, can you speak up?
Please, good morning. I'm Mr. Salami.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Salami.
They always make one proverb in my side. When you stay long on the seat, on the toilet or seat, you're not sorry. Some flies that you're not supposed to make you. How many years are we going to fight terrorism in Nigeria? Of course, we are spending our resources on fighting terrorism. Everything is going the wrong way. How many years? Then Trump come now. If not we that call ourselves it's how you call your whether not rubber plastic, whether not this, it's how you call it that people will call it for you. It's we and our leader for long. How many years, for God's sake, my brother? How can we be able to fight this common enemy, for God's sake? No, may God bless Nigeria, sir. It's too bad, sir. I'm telling you. Whatever Trump said, I didn't blame him. Because if it is not we didn't take care of our home. We didn't bother for our people. People are dying too. People are dying. People have died. What is all this thing for God's sake in Nigeria? Whole Nigeria that is great in anywhere. Giant in Africa. Then what is Africa?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Salami, for your interventions this morning. Mr. Salami, I was talking about the story from the Punch newspaper. Federal government rolls out new plans to tackle food shortage, and the story has it that The government has unveiled new agricultural reforms aimed at ending hunger, boosting food production, reducing post-harvest losses estimated at over $10 billion annually, in line with the President's agenda for food security and national prosperity. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, announced this through a statement. I'm looking for details of the reforms. Okay, he explained that government's ongoing reforms were designed to end hunger. Yes, together these steps will form a connected post-harvest system aimed at cutting losses valued at over $10 billion annually. He reaffirmed the President's directive to modernize Nigeria's agricultural production and so on and so on. Mr. Salam.
You see, any reform, especially in the agriculture sector, is a welcome development. You see, I've been saying it that all efforts should be geared towards ensuring that we can feed ourselves. We should be able to feed ourselves. We have the land. The land is there. We have said it times and times over here that Niger State alone has all it takes to feed the whole country.
The whole continent of Africa.
You see? And we are still here importing food. We are still here saying we are hungry. When everywhere we have arable land. When everywhere we have able-bodied Nigerians idling away. Honestly, if we choose to go back to the soil, we will conquer so many things, including security. Because food security is the panacea to stomach insecurity. Not only stomach insecurity alone, to national security. And I think we can do it. Honestly, we just can't do it. The only thing is this. We should stop mouthing this thing. We have talked too much. Let us act.
Exactly, Mr. Salami. And it's time. Everyone, I think this is one issue that we're on the same page. Government after government, right from 1999, during this Fourth Republic, we've always said, oh, we need to be self-sufficient. And as you said, a nation that imports food, or that its survival is based on import of food, is at the mercy of other nations. History has taught us that. So we need to really be serious about this. It's not just pumping money. It's just not announcing budgets for reforms. It's following it through, and that's where citizens come in, and that's where our lawmakers come in. Follow it, ask questions. What are those things that are relevant to a particular? There's no one fit all for the whole country, because of our diversity. There are areas that they need a lot of irrigation, a lot of water to be able to move on. There are others that also need a lot of other heavy-duty equipment to make sure that these are done. And as you said, God has blessed us with so much in terms of, even look at our climate, Mr. Salami. Look at that. If it's not raining, the sun is shining. That's all. There's nothing like, oh, we are expecting a tsunami. There's nothing like, oh, people should stay indoors for another 4 days because of weather report. Things are going to change, this and that and that. No. You sprinkle seeds along the road and you come back in 3-4 days. They are popping up. You don't need to waste chemicals in the land before you can afford to grow. So we should take advantage of this. I know that, yes, what is the size of Israel, Mr. Salami? What's the size of Ukraine? Even under severe war with Russia over the years, they still managed to feed the world grains all over. So you're talking about the Niger State. Mr. Salami, half of Niger State can feed the whole of the continent if well managed. That's it.
You see, I've been saying it that God pampered us. God pampered Nigeria and Nigerians. Do you know that indeed in Africa, there is hardly any natural disaster? Most disasters, if any, are man-made disasters.
True.
Unlike elsewhere where you await hurricane, tsunami, hurricane this, hurricane that, or that maybe there is this harsh extreme weather condition, or glacier or volcanic issue. We hardly have any serious natural disaster in Africa. That's why I keep on saying that hardly would any African die of hunger. Even mad people roaming the forest. When it's time for pawpaw, pluck it, eat it, throw it away. Go back there in the next few years. It is already there for you. Ditto, tomato. Even near the tap, we are housewives. Wash tomato. You discover that it grows. It only means that we have the land, and the land is arable or fertile. In other climes, you dare not put something in the soil. You must first do soil test. It only means their own thing, their own existence there, their survival there. It's a matter of thinking. For them, thinking is not a luxury. They must think if they must survive. Here, we don't need to think. We don't need to do hard-headed thinking yet. We keep on importing food.
Mrs. Salami,
how do we explain that?
Maybe is it a curse that we are so blessed? Has it turned out to be a curse? Because the analogy you just gave now, for example, a child that is over-pampered by the parent,
it's not likely going to
you
be
know
useful.
how it's going to turn out. Unlike the other one, maybe the maid who wakes up 5 a.m. to cook, clean the house, and go to the market while the children are busy sleeping till 8 a.m. At the end of the day, when the two sets get to like 18, 20, you know how they turn out.
I won't allow you to use privileged information to commit me. You know my position on this. I've been saying it that any child that is over-pampered, chances are that he will not be useful to himself, let alone be useful to the country. I've been saying that if you do not introduce systemic poverty into your family and you allow your children to realize that everything is there for them. Oh, sorry, it's your second name.
Mr. Salami, you're old school. I'm sure a lot of our Gen Zs will not appreciate that. They will not like that. But then it's always good to be streetwise. It's always good to be book-wise also at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, when you leave the universities, even with your PhD, and you get to the street, you will learn.
Lawrence,
you will need to learn again.
There is what I always call UHK, University of Hard Knocks.
Yes.
It's only in the University of Hard Knocks that you really understand what life is really about. There are quite a lot that you will learn at the University of Hard Knocks that you can't just get it in Harvard, not in Oxford. It is not available in Cambridge. It's only on the street. Street wisdom is very, very important. I used to think that, the children of the poor will automatically rise up and take over. I've now warned myself that, look, this is wishful thinking. Because they too, they don't even know where they are coming from. Quite many of the children of the rich now, they are taking over and holding their own. Raising the bar. Exiting, in fact, they are starting where their father stopped. Unlike the children of the poor. And I've been saying it that he who is down
fears no fall.
In fact, you can still fall.
Fall to where?
There's no end to falling.
All right. Okay, Mrs. Salami. The numbers are still open. You can call us 0903. I can see someone flashing. Please don't flash. Call or send a message. 0903 2229 797. You can also call us on 0818 2222 205. And don't forget that you can send a WhatsApp message on any of the numbers. Mr. Salami, to be or not to be, tomorrow is governorship election in Anambra State, and that's the question on the lips of media men and others who are monitoring the exercise. will the governor get another 4 years, or we are going to have a new henchman? That is for the people of Anambra State to decide. Our business as newsmen is that the process should be credible, should be free and fair, especially as everyone has said, this is Professor Amopitan's first test case. So let's move on to Anambra State, and the Guardian newspaper is our guide. Anxiety, tight security as Anambra elects new governor tomorrow. As Anambra State prepares to elect a new governor tomorrow, tension and uncertainty prevails in the atmosphere amid concerns over a heavy security presence. Reports of vote buying and insecurity that could undermine the exercise. Fueling the apprehension is growing public doubt about the capacity of INEC under its new chairman to deliver a free and fair and credible election. Observers are watching how Professor Mupita will distinguish himself from his predecessor, Professor Yakubu. Salami.
Well, that is the first litmus test, no doubt. But then that has been oversimplifying it. It is a process, and the process has been on before he even came in. And we must realize that to have a free, fair, and credible election, all the critical stakeholders must be on the same page. There is the need for the security agencies to up their game and do the right thing. They should not, in the process, terrorize the people. Voters should be allowed to cast their ballot for whoever they choose to. Then, INEC should be there at the appropriate time. What I mean is this: the logistics should be available, and those who should man the polling booths should be there. Let everybody do his part. It is not rocket science. If we do our part, sincerely speaking, we will have a good result. And let the will of the people reflect as it is expressed at the polls.
Exactly. So all we're asking for is a balance. There is the need for security agencies to keep the peace, but there's also a need to make the process as friendly as possible so that people would not be scared to come out to vote. People will be free. People will be happy, willing to come out to cast their ballot at the end of the day. And the second phase is also if the process is credible. And how can it be credible? If after close of ballot, the votes are counted immediately, openly, and results imputed into the forms openly, and then move to the collation center. These are processes that would give confidence to that election at the end of the day. If these things are followed, the logistic is gotten right, very important. If ballot is supposed to commence by 8, at least in over 90% of the polling areas, materials should be there and votes should commence. We don't want, yes, sometimes you can have isolated cases, 1 or 2, but when you now have like 50% of the ballot areas have not commenced voting as at 11 or 12, then you know that there's a serious problem. We wish the electoral umpire the best of luck, and we also wish Anambarians a very peaceful election. This is an opportunity for them to also cast their ballot and also show that their vote is their power at the end of the day.
Let me quickly add that who becomes the governor of Anambra State is the sole responsibility of Anambarians. Not people from Enugu State, not people from Delta State.
Not people on social media.
Well, let them vote on online.
It's your ballot.
You see, I've been saying it that there is a difference between politics and social media warriors. To their chagrin, they will realize that all you need is your PVC and to be present in Anambra State. If And that is only if all the critical stakeholders do all that is expected of and from them, we will get a good result. And that will be a good beginning for our good Professor Amokwito. Even though the buck stops at his table, it is a teamwork.
All right, you can call us 0903-2229-797. You can also call us on 0818-222205. And then, Mr. Salami, we move on to the story on New Telegraph. Guard your independence jealously. CJN Kekerekun charges Code of Conduct Tribunal. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekerekun, yesterday charged the Code of Conduct Tribunal to guard its independence jealously and avoid acts capable of tarnishing its image. The CJN gave the charge in Abuja when she received in her office members of the tribunal led by the chairman, May Nasara Umar, on a courtesy visit. The CCT chairman had sought the support of the Chief Justice of Nigeria to make the tribunal more efficient and be in a better position to deliver its mandate or as contained in the Constitution. The chairman bemoaned the deplorable state of facilities at the tribunal, but said that he had taken steps to remedy the situation. Mr. Salam.
Well, I want to say that it is not even the Code of Conduct Tribunal that will guard its independence, jealousy. The judiciary,
Totally.
in general, should. And there is the need for the government to fund the judiciary very well, even though it's on the first line charge. But we are aware of what is going on, that the infrastructural deficiency is still there. Quite many judges still write in long handwriting. They still sit when there's even no light. And I want to believe that the judiciary, being the last hope of the common man, should be well taken care of in such a way that it will be able to discharge its onerous responsibility to the people of Nigeria. We deserve a judiciary, a 21st century judiciary, not the 19th century judiciary. Why am I saying this? For them to even perform very well, they need to be taken care of. There is this basic irreducible minimum below which they cannot perform. Make it conducive for them. Give them a very conducive atmosphere and environment in such a way that they will be comfortable to perform their job. And if Nigerians have or still retain their...
All right, Mr. Samuel, just a moment there. We have a caller here. Let's see. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Bode. Is that you?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bode.
Good morning, Mr. Salami.
Very good morning, sir.
Look, the people will decide. So are we ready? Just like what you said, the professor, this is his first acid test. All the security apparatus have been moved to Anambra. The security who are there today, they should also ask themselves, are they there for Nigerians or they are there for a certain people? If Anambra is okay, they will also be okay. Anambra people, just like what Mr. Salami said, leave the social media, go to the polling centers and vote. Cast your mind and look at what happened after tomorrow. Anambra people, we can all do it if we set our mind in doing it. See what?
Oh, we lost the body there, Mr. Salami.
Well, I agree with what...
Just a moment. I think another call knocked him off. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Who's on the line?
My name is Abayomi. I'm calling from Maitama.
Okay, Mr. Abayomi. Please go ahead.
Sir, I want to greet our daddy that is with you there. I'm happy that daddy is from our state. Okay. And is not biased in everything. Yeah. So, sir, in this era of this food, I want to ask a question. What is the role of our local government chairman and state governor? Recently, I heard one of the governors was fighting federal that they don't have land. They don't have land. There is the state governor that holds the land. And what are they doing with the land they have? Because one of the things is that I remember one of our former presidents, senator, minister, he was abusing one of the president wanted that Nigeria are hungry or Nigeria are hungry. What are they doing? What's the role of local governments? Is it about Monday last year? It was federal government that is releasing grain to state governors for them to go and share. What is, sir? Is it? Does it make sense? Or I don't too fully understand, sir. That's the question I want to ask Daddy.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bayomi. Mr. Salami, please go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, our brother. We have 3 tiers of government. We have the federal government, we have the state government, and we have the local government that is the closest to the people. But you keep on hearing, what you keep on hearing is the federal government has not done this, the federal government has not done that, and we all know that the quantum of money that is going to the states and the local government has quadrupled, 4 times what they used to get. And it behoves on we, the people, to hold the state government, to hold the local government accountable. What are they doing with the money? It is your money. Ask relevant questions. Call your member of House of Rep to order. Call your senators to order. Ask responsible and the real questions. And what is the real question? I understand that they have voted so amount of money for so and so project. What is the position? Let them know that you are tracking, that you are monitoring the development. When they know that you too know, or you are trying to know, or you are seeking information as to what is going on, they will sit up. Nobody saying you should not critique or ask questions about what the federal government is doing. Ask more questions about what your governors, your members of State House of Assembly, and even your councillors and local government chairmen. Ask questions as to what they are doing with your money. It is your money. If a local government councillor who was a vulcanizer is now using ML350 or GLE, ask questions. Ask critical questions. Call him to order. Don't go and say that, wait for your turn. You two... No, that's not the way to go. And nobody say that he should not buy anything he chooses to buy, provided that is not helping himself to the till. That is the important thing. If this money is meant for Y project, let it be done, and let it be done very well.
Exactly, Mr. Salami. The emphasis is critical question. Asked question, not when you go to your lawmaker, you say you are taking a chieftaincy title, you want him to give you money, you want to marry a second wife, you need money from him. And there are politicians, the moment they do that, they have settled, so to speak. They don't owe you any obligation to provide any kind of service for you because you have been paid upfront. So I think, especially with this in this era of social media, internet, you can have access to your lawmakers. At the state level, yes, almost all of them are on social media. They have Facebook page, they have X page, and so many other things. They have constituency offices across that you can reach out to. If you don't want to act as an individual, you can form a group of people in the community and put up a united front. Ask critical questions, do a letter, demand for an appointment, go see him and ask questions, so that at the end of the day, when lawmakers, when politicians know that people are watching closely, they are very smart people. When they know that people are watching, they'll be forced to do what is right at the end of the day. Mr. Salami, it's 7:55, and I think, but before we go, I think we can squeeze in this one from the Nation newspaper. Tinubu swears in Doro Ude as ministers. The president has sworn in two newly appointed ministers, Dr. Bernard Mohamed Doro and Mr. Kingsley Tochukwude, at a brief ceremony held inside the council chambers. The swearing-in took place before the commencement of a FEC meeting. Dr. Doro, a pharmacist and lawyer from Plateau, fills the ministerial vacancy created by the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Professor Nentewa, who is now the national chairman of the APC. Mr. Salami, why I picked that story? Over the years, there's been this campaign that when ministerial lists are sent to the National Assembly, the portfolios should be attached so that lawmakers will know the line of questioning. But so far, we've not seen that.
Well, that is a big lacuna and is a disservice to Nigerians. Whoever is coming to the National Assembly should know precisely where he's going to operate. When he does know, the lawmakers will know what questions to ask. Lawrence, I don't want to repeat this. I've been telling you that when you give the job of a lawyer to an akara seller, you can't get any result.
You can get more akara. Fresh, hot akara.
Maybe because it's Friday.
Well, seriously, I think you're making sense because I don't know. But on the flip side, the argument has always been, okay, so what happens when the president decides to reshuffle in his cabinet? Do you have the ministers go back to the National Assembly for another round of screening?
No, don't let us miss the point. The president reserves the right to decide where to deploy you. What we are saying is, are you equipped? Are you well suited for that office? What stops Mr. President from redeploying ministers? Nothing. Only that make sure that a square peg is in a square hole. A round peg is in a round hole. And, of course, there are some all-rounders in some cases, but not in all cases. Let's get it right.
Well, I think it's just common sense that if somebody is nominated for a position and you want to ask questions, because if you go for a job interview, you are applying you are applying for a particular position.
Yes.
You don't just go to a job interview and say, I'm coming for employment.
General practitioner.
I'm coming for employment. What are you going to do for the company? Where do you fit in? So that we know what to ask. The questions they will ask an accountant is different from the question you will ask a media or communications person at the end of the day.
It's important. When you are not a medical doctor, is a general practitioner.
All right, Mr. Salami, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure. And it's Friday. I'll say it. If you don't say it, thank God it's Friday. And as the Chief Operating Officer of Citizen 93.7, you know the implication of that. Thank you so much.
Yes, the implication is that there is more work for us to do.
All right, that's our package on the show today. The program returns on Mondays, 7 a.m. bright and early. My name is Lawrence Omoite. Enjoy the rest of your day.